fun punny names. Yeah, so we basically had a huge fight in that room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you went down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you went down.
Yes.
Or you went down first.
I went down first. Yes.
And then you went down. And then we won?
Mm-hmm.
We did.
Sort of.
We were fighting the
kind of.
chandelier flame people, and but Petra gave up and disappeared.
The amount of fire in this campaign is way too damn high.
Yeah.
Pick up on my subtle hints.
Those fire sprites are the magma methods. Not metagaming at all. Yeah,
You don't know.
I was literally gonna use those in our other campaign.
Oh no,
And I'm
really?
like, well, I'll switch them up. So no,
I
it's
got
good.
there first.
Yeah, you did. You beat me by like 2 days.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then we were all eating cookies. That's
Yes.
all I remember.
Yeah, we had a real heartfelt moment.
Yeah.
We
It
stood by
was
the
very hard
stood by the
for us.
fireplace, looking into the fire,
And
and just licking our wounds with
The little-
cookies.
was it a servant, the little girl,
Yes.
young person who was helping us?
What was her name?
Emrys.
Emrys.
Yes, the other 12-year-old who got stuck in the room with you guys at the time. Yeah, it was quite a slog of a fight. You all made it out alive. Some of you a little closer to death than expected. And we ended the episode with Ajax and General Brennus Ceridian of the Bandits leaving you alone to your own devices in this room while they went to go check on the rest of the compound to see what had happened during the fight itself. You were able to all recover for a bit, and you all do get a short rest, as it is still kind of like a midday sort of situation going on here as you just catch your breath after being surprised and onslaughted unexpectedly in the middle of the bandit camp after a successful zone of truth and very, very tense truce to go and meet with the Council of Alderheart outside of Brackenham.
Quick question.
Yes.
When you do a short rest, and there's like hit die that you can use, how does that rule work? Like, I know I have 5 available to me. Is it like I within the span of a day or between long rests I have 5, or is it like?
Yes. So between long rests, right now you do have 5 that you can use. You don't have to use all of them, but when you take a long rest, you only get half of your hit dice back. So if you use all 5 today, you take a long rest, you're only going to have like 3 available tomorrow until you recover all of them.
Okay, and you recover all of them. How?
Just, you
With
take
time.
another long rest kind of thing.
Okay.
With time, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But you don't have to use all 5 if you don't want to.
Yeah. So it's your dice plus your con modifier. So you'll heal a little bit more than what you roll.
Okay, I'll just let the machine do it.
Or a little less for some people.
Your hit points scare me every time I look at them.
Did it freeze?
I'm mid-20s now.
It froze. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, is it rolling the dice?
It like froze halfway through the roll, but it came up with a really crappy number, but that's okay.
Did you use 2 or you just use 1?
It was 2.
Did it?
It's right there.
Did it auto apply it? Yeah.
As we finish our long rest, I want to close my eyes and just like.
Oh, we are taking a long rest.
Sorry,
No,
the short
short
rest.
rest.
Sorry,
Short
as we
rest.
finish the short rest, I just want to like close my eyes and focus on the fleas around me buzzing, as they're kind of showing me. Sorry, I gotta look at the future name. My primeval awareness. If there's any fiends still present.
And it's within 6
Yeah.
miles, right?
6 miles.
Yeah, as your short rest kind of is plodding along, this hour is going along, and you zone in with your fleas, asking them to give you a little bit of a hand here. What is it that you can sense again?
Aberration, celestial, dragon, elemental, fey, fiend, undead.
you don't sense any of those nearby.
Guys, I think they're all gone.
Cool. Good job.
Yeah.
So we're just chilling here for a little bit? If we are, Apoc, can you give me a hand?
What do you need?
And you see Apoc you see Chamomile starting to take off his armor and stripping down at this point because he doesn't have pants on this whole campaign.
Right.
He gives you his armor. Do you think you could? And he takes out some of his ink quill. Do you think you could dye this?
Yeah, like what color is it?
It's black.
It's black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not exactly what I do, but sure, I can.
All right.
It's.
Have fun with it.
You have a paintbrush or anything?
Actually, yes. I think I have a whole dyeing kit.
Apoc just sits there with a paintbrush for the next little bit, just kind of like painting stroke after stroke.
And I go lay down.
And if we flash forward to what you come back to is just a whole bunch of like zebra stripes.
Oh, yes. Love it.
Make a dexterity check. Just a general dexterity check.
Dexterity. Oh, not bad. It's a 15.
Stripes are pretty good. Your lines are nice and clean.
I
It
like
doesn't
with
just
a
look like...
zebra and a Dalmatian.
Yeah, it looks exactly as intended. There's no smudging of the paint that isn't intended.
I was hoping for something more like that.
Oh, you didn't. What's that codpiece?
That's my fritter.
Well, maybe a couple more nights we can keep working
All right,
on
we'll
this.
work on it.
We'll fill it in later.
Sounds good.
Good God. This whole time you just see like little Emrys. She's just looking over your shoulder, continuously eating a pocket pancake. She seems to just have a bunch of them from when Mrs. Q was making them. But she's just kind of chilling, watching what you guys are doing.
I'm gonna lay on the divan while you're painting that, just like in the nude.
Yeah.
Mrs. Q, seeing Emrys is like still munching down on the pancakes, like just goes over and pulls like a pocket jam jar out of her petticoat and passes her a little jam jar to go with it.
Oh my gosh.
Carry that stuff.
Cool.
I can't open it.
Mrs. Q takes it back and walks over to Apoc and then changes her mind because he's in a bit of a compromising position and goes instead, to Cam, and then she goes to Apoc and asks Apoc to go.
Oh, this will work much better. And he grabs the pancake and just smears ink on it and slathers it onto the heads.
Oh!
There we go.
Where'd you guys learn all that?
Learn what?
Well, like that was really cool. It was scary, but it was really cool. The Earth tells me how to do stuff. Does it tell you how to do stuff?
No.
Does it tell you how to do stuff?
No.
Does it tell you how to do stuff?
I don't think so.
Oh, the wind talks to me. Elle's just been kind of in the corner, like just absently like playing with some gusts of wind, not really paying attention to what's going on.
Does the Earth talk to you?
It might, but I'm not really sure how to listen to it. I usually talk with the wind. They're pretty cool.
I paint with the colors of the ocean.
That's cool.
Jam.
Well, all you gotta do is listen. I mean, I don't know. She just talks and then you just know, you know? If you know, you know. And I know. You must know too. And she's just gonna kind of like sit next to you, Elle, as she's talking about this, and just kind of chill next to you.
We're just gonna kind of banter the way 12-year-olds do, because they think they know a lot more than they actually do.
Perfect. This room is yours, you guys, if there's anything else you wanted to do in this whole space.
There was a table in the middle, there was the fireplace, the chandeliers, the not podium, like the raised bit.
Yep.
And there was some side doors.
There was one door, so where the fireplace is, there's one door on the opposite side, in the corner on the raised part of the room. And then the doors to the rest of the main area behind you. You can kind of hear like some voices from the other side, but there isn't any alarming noises that you hear from the other side of the door. And you don't hear anyone approaching at this point in time.
I assume too, because we did kill one or two
Two of them.
right? They're just still lying there.
As you go to kind of look at where the devils with the snakes on their beards, where you defeated them, you just see like piles of gray mush.
Whoa.
Doesn't seem like there was any body left.
Okay.
And for the rest of them, the little fire creatures, it's just kind of like scorch marks on the floor after they exploded in their death burst.
Okay.
We have a moment. I'm gonna go up to Mrs. Quillam and be like, sorry I couldn't save you.
Don't. This is Georgina, not Mrs. Q. She takes Cam's hand and says, one day it's gonna be my time. And that's okay.
Well, I figure we all have our time, but today wasn't the day, and I don't like not being able to protect you. You do such a good job of keeping us in check, even though we push your buttons, and I don't want to lose that.
Well, it could be your turn next time.
Okay.
It was already his turn. Could it be somebody else's?
I did have a question though. Like, where did you get your healing magic from?
That's a good question. I acquired something very precious when I was young that I carry.
Like what?
That is a good question too. Mrs. Q just sort of pulls a cookie out and hands it over and walks away.
Interesting.
Shade.
Interesting.
I'd like to look through her pockets.
Go for it.
No, I'll leave that for another day.
Sitting with you, Elle, Emrys is going to kind of like, as you're playing with the wind, she's going to kind of like play with some dirt in her hands. Did you always talk to the wind?
Elle takes a moment and she shakes her head. I've only been talking to the wind.
Oh no. Say that again.
Couple years. I started training with Master Wayra. How long ago was that? She's just gonna comment how long ago that actually was.
You know, I've only been talking to the earth for a couple years too. But I don't know who Master Wayra is. I'm just gonna throw some sand in the air.
I was gonna just whip it around with and accidentally hit it into our faces because she's trying to show off, but she hasn't thought about her master for a while. You probably wouldn't have met her. She just lives in the forest with me. But I haven't seen her that's who I'm actually looking for. I woke up one morning and she wasn't there.
Oh.
And the wind couldn't tell me where she is. So the last message I got from the wind before I left home was, all roads lead to Elderheart. So that's where I went.
I think I've been there. There's a lot of people, right?
There's a lot of people. And apparently sometimes there are games right in the middle of the street, and you can win prizes.
That's so cool. I don't remember if I've ever had a prize. Your master-
Well, a prize can be anything if someone gives it to you or if you win it. So
Do you think your master could help me? I don't remember if I've ever had a master. Do you think they could help me?
I don't know. Master Wayra works with the wind. I don't actually know if she does much work with the earth. And from what I've heard, she's pretty picky with who she works with.
Oh.
Don't take it personally. My mom always said, well, my dad told me that mom said this, that grandma never really thought she'd never teach any of us, and now Elle gets a little flustered. Anyways, Master Wayra only does wind stuff, and I think that's it.
Well, okay. You know, Brenna said that maybe there would be somebody to help me somewhere. You know, understand everything. But I guess I'll just have to wait. And that's okay, because I like it here.
How long have you been here?
In the mountains. Pardon?
How long have you been here? I didn't think that servants lived in the mountains.
I don't know. Brenna's a servant, but I guess there's really very few of us. They kind of just, I don't know. I've been here a couple years. That's as long as I can remember. I was hurting a lot, and they healed me back. And then I just got to stay. They're all really nice.
Is your family here with you?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
If you don't remember them, do you miss them? Does it feel like you can miss them if you don't remember them?
I haven't thought about that. I remember that I was hurting, and then someone found me and brought me here. I don't remember anything else, so I guess no, I don't miss them. Brenna's really nice. She taught me how to do the long jump. Did you see?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The feels.
I hope you find your master, and if she can help me, would you just tell her? You know?
Of course. I hope I can find her.
Well, I'm sure you can.
There's only one place I know of that she might have gone, so we'll see if we can find our way there.
You will. And she gets all happy and cheerful again, pulls out another pancake and starts munching. At this point, as the hours kind of winding down, unless there is anything, Basil, Apoc, that you wanted to do, you do start to hear some voices kind of coming up the hallway behind you. The hallway to where the grand doors were to this room. And you see Ajax kind of come back in, put a hand against the door frame for a second, before looking over and noticing that you are all still here in this room. Kind of nods in your direction before wandering over. Takes a very heavy seat down at the nearest chair at the table. Just kind of looks at you all. Looks to you, Apoc. Tell me they are all...
I can't feel in here anymore.
He puts his head in his one hand.
7 miles. Nothing. That helps you sleep a little bit easier at night.
I don't think anyone's getting any sleep tonight.
What happened?
We lost a lot of people out there. It's like every second person was whatever one of those things were.
They dead or gone? Both.
Well, there's a lot of mush around the compound.
That's good. There's mush in here when they died.
And there's a lot of bodies out there, too. Ceridians in, Ceridians setting up camp down there. We're all gonna be one big happy family sleeping in the middle of the courtyard. No more surprises.
This is cute. You think you could cook up a little bit of food? These guys look like they need it.
Nope. Yes. Yes, I can.
Ajax, what if we camped with you guys tonight? You know, kept watch, helped out, they come back. I don't want to speak for everyone, but it seems like it makes more sense if we stick together.
I will gladly have capable fighters staying here tonight. As we've repeatedly said, not a lot of people here are fighters. So.
Yeah.
None of you saw that green during the fight.
Nope.
What do you mean by that?
Like flashes of green.
Nope.
Did we?
Do we notice?
I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did.
You can make a deception check.
Oh, that's not good.
I mean, I nat failed my insight, so.
It's like less than.
So did Ajax.
Let's see. It's not great. Skills 7.
7. If anybody wants to roll insight against that, you're more than welcome to, since you're all kind of sitting in a circle.
Okay.
But,
What are we inciting?
so...
No, of course
that
not.
face is what
An 18.
I got an 18.
An 18, 19, nat fail for Ajax. What do you have? 10. I think that still beats what you rolled.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
I'm like winking as I say it.
And
yeah.
Apoc's just winking back at you.
Ajax kind of like looked away and grabbed his
Apoc says,
nose.
what are we winking about?
Yeah.
The rest of you get the sense that Cam may not be completely honest in that particular wink.
Never told a lie in my life.
Mrs. Q snorts, but realizes that she snorted out loud in response to that comment, and then just sort of coughs it off.
Amazing.
So Basil's just gonna turn back to Ajax and say, what did you see?
Yes.
There was a lot of fire. We were fighting those creatures, and then it was like it just kind of went blurry, and there was a flash of green. There was like this pounding in my head for a bit. And then it's just kind of like it went away. I closed my eyes, I opened them, and I was alright, but... Reminds me of that night that I almost killed Dice.
Basil will like kind of nod along. Interesting. How's that sound, Cam?
Interesting. Very interesting.
How did you? How did you fight against it? Why do you think it didn't take over this time like it did last time?
Ma'am, I don't even know what that was. If you can tell me what it was, maybe I can tell you why it didn't work, but... Or maybe it did. Maybe it did work and I don't even know it.
Do you have evil spirits you're trying to hide? You do something dark in your past?
I was a soldier. I mean, I was a soldier that was forced to fight my own friends. Like an out-of-body experience.
And it reminded you of the time you almost killed one of your friends.
The time I almost killed Bass, yeah. The
But
day I lost
that sounds
this arm.
intentional.
That time, too, there was...
Alright, Steph and I are having a conversation on the side.
It was like I was watching myself do it, and I couldn't stop it. And then when Dace cleaved off this arm and pushed me off the side of a mountain, I snapped too.
Basil's gonna be constantly just like looking at Jax, looking at Cam, looking at Jax, looking at Cam. We're just kind of like just blinking at, winking at everybody. Dace is underneath the chair. Sorry. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's over there.
Yeah.
Well polished floor.
If you
Slid right
want,
across.
Basil, you can go ahead and make an insight check on Ajax,
Okay.
since you're paying attention here.
19.
Mhm.
Good.
You get the sense that Ajax is attempting to put pieces together without having all the pieces in this case.
Okay.
Do you guys have a kettle or something on? Because I see smoke in the background
Oh,
of your.
it's our diffuser.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
Burn
oh
down the
I had
no.
like chicken stock
Whew.
cooking
Okay.
all day long, and it smelled like chicken stock. So
Mm.
when y'all are ready, come join us out in the courtyard.
Wait.
He stands up, kind of gives a nod. You can see him glance towards like the door in the corner before he sort of kind of nods again and leaves.
As he leaves, Sir Basil's gonna walk up to Cam and I guess poke his belly. Be like, hey, what was that about?
Are you still naked
Yes.
halfway down?
I was just gonna ask, is Cam wearing clothes yet?
It's like a gym walk.
What was that about?
Height is,
You little fella.
What was that about? I know you were hiding something.
Well, that green flame looked awfully familiar to someone that I met.
Who?
Whoever was meeting me on the other side before you brought me back. And I could only assume that he was here to protect us, much like he promised to protect me.
We're all hearing this. I'm assuming we're all together. Like we're still all
Sure,
together,
yeah.
right?
together.
Does this person have a name?
He didn't tell, or they didn't tell me their name, but I kind of refer to him, or at least in my own mind, as like the Twilight one, or like the Avatar of Twilight, or something like that. Eddie might work too. But
Sir Basil's just like, Eddie.
Avatar of Twilight seems more badass.
Where did Eddie come from?
Twilight.
Oh!
like Edward.
I missed that face.
So, just so I'm understanding what it is you were saying, you're saying you met someone on the other side that said they would protect you,
Yeah.
who also had all of this green, flamey, misty stuff.
Yeah.
And did it do anything to you on the other side, or it was just
No.
present?
He was wrapped in flame, and I think that's just this, whatever this supernatural being is doing to reach out to our world.
Does everyone get in like Arcana or religion?
Did he
Actually,
bring
yes,
you
I'm
back?
super
or did
high
we
on
bring you
Arcana.
back?
Would that like?
I assumed he
Trigger
sent me
anything.
back. He said I had more work to do.
I would love to make an Arcana check. Thank you for reminding me that I have a skill. Would that be an appropriate check here?
So it's not going to be Arcana. No.
History?
Religion.
It would be religion.
Nice. Better than nothing.
I'm proficient in religion. Can I also
Go
roll?
for it.
Ah,
Ooh, good roll.
21.
18, yeah.
21 and 18.
And like, he sent me back, and he, much like my eyes light up with green flame when I tap into the powers he gave me.
And he just gave you all this stuff? He didn't want anything?
No, he wanted me to accomplish certain tasks,
Like what?
making sure that people that are meant to be delivered to him get there.
And you...
Did you agree?
Not at first, but the more that I've been back and the more that I've been thinking about it and what his powers have let me do, the more I think he's right.
Has anyone... How would you know the ones that...
It's saved us, it's protected us, it's helped me stay alive and not go back to wherever that place was.
How do you know which ones are the ones he wants?
He kind of gave me, like, authoritative control over that.
Wait a second. What happened to Dace?
That wasn't me.
Well, who was it if you're the one with control over this?
I can't control everybody.
But like, you just said he gave you authoritative power.
On the ones that I can choose.
You could just choose anybody?
Yes.
Just looks over at Mrs. Q
So-
again. Thinking of that conversation
So-
that they just had.
So if you choose someone and deliver them, what happens to them?
Well, see, young one, when I take a knee. when
Emerus and Elle are just like
when the,
so engaged now.
So Basil moves his head, be like,
when the
"Whoa."
when the energies of this world are removed from your corporeal body, they are sent somewhere, and your corporeal body is food for everybody else that's still alive.
I was just, what's corporeal?
Before we get any further with your 2 checks.
I think she's already asked that question before.
So, with
But she's gonna roll her eyes a little bit and just say, I know what happens when someone dies.
Okay. Well, that's what happens. They die. I kill them. I decide who lives and who dies. That's essentially what this thing told me to do.
from your chest. In this awkward moment of pause. Eddie does not sound familiar to either of you. What did you say? The Twilight one?
That's
Avatar
what, so
Twilight?
and all of this is just names that I've made up because I don't know his name.
Yeah, certainly. So all of those names don't ring a bell with either of you.
Yeah.
You know that there are some amaranthine Humblewood that is associated with life and death, life in the grave. Some that are specifically associated with night, the whole idea and area of night and things like that, but nothing that specifically rings a bell with Twilight.
of Humblewood.
So we know this is kind of made up.
You can make your own decision knowing what you know about religion, but it is in none of the like stories you've heard of the Amaranthine, nothing in like the tales of Jobel the Bard, and nothing in the knowledge of what the clerics and the druids know to be the great rhythm of this wood that is measured by each of the Amaranthine here.
Gotcha.
You know, coming back, it's like I'm stuck between day and night, between life and death, and I kind of gatekeep that space.
Mrs. Q looks very concerned at all of this. And she sort of like takes a second, thinks, and takes a deep breath and looks at Cam and says, do you think that you are ready for that kind of responsibility? And she's being dead serious.
Well, Mrs. Quillam, absolutely I do.
Mrs. Q is trying. She has that like parent feeling where the kid thinks they're ready for something and they say they are, but in the parent's head they're like, I don't want to like crush your dreams and tell you that this is not a good thing because you clearly think you're ready. And she's
Yes,
just like,
you can be an astronaut when you grow up. You know, it's great.
it could be a fire engine, probably. So Mrs. Q says, all right, but perhaps we can agree as a team that if things come up where you decide that you are unsure how to make a decision, that we can help you make that decision.
We choose who dies.
We support Cam in his responsibility and make sure that he stays on the right, good path. Here's what's gonna happen if this situation comes up and he's like, yo guys, I don't know if I should kill this person or not. Obviously we're gonna say no. So
Basil goes.
But
Just killed all those people.
yes, well I think in that scenario it was self-defense as well. A slightly different scenario.
And I look at you dead in the eyes. Absolutely, I agree.
Mrs. Q also rolls her eyes. But lets it be.
Sir Basil is going to ask, or he's, as you were talking, you could probably see his face. He's trying to like put like all the pieces together in his head. So he'll say, "This green flame that you're talking about sounds a lot like what Ajax was experiencing. Does that mean Ajax is also agent of your of Eddie?
Of all the names.
Would you know that?
It's beyond me. All I know is what I experienced and sent back to do.
You don't know how many of you there are.
For all I know, you could all be agents. I look at Elle.
she's gonna like squint right back.
Anyways, like I said, I just want to learn how I can do to make sure that for those that I don't think need to die, I can help protect, and maybe you can teach me something.
Yes, maybe. But for now, we have a lot of hungry bellies in the courtyard.
What time is it?
So you're getting into like, at this point after your short rest and chatting a bit, you're getting into like the mid-afternoon.
So it's still light out.
Still light out. You are in a cave in the mountains right now with no windows, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Gotcha. I picture us like walking out towards those people because they're not in the cave, or is everybody camped up in the cave still?
So when this is kind of like the You've been kind of in the courtyard area where the jail was. So like the tented area, still kind of open to the elements, but it's almost as if like a cave area has been carved out of the mountain with a gate across one way. So you can still see the outside from the main courtyard that Ajax is talking about. Right now, this room is past the second set of walls. So you're in the inner keep area.
Helm's Deep.
Yes. Yeah.
Before we leave this room, Elle is gonna nudge Emrys and just say, "Hey, Mr. Ajax looked at that door earlier. Do you know what's behind there?"
Oh, that's the general's room. It's usually locked.
The general's room.
Yeah. You know, like an office.
Oh, I thought that was the toilet.
Like the little boys are.
No, that's the office. It's the safest part in this whole place.
Is there anything special hidden in there that that you have to keep really safe?
I don't know. It's the general's office. Nobody goes in except for the general. I work in the hospital. I help to heal the hospital.
Andrea can't put that in front of us enough.
Mrs. Q didn't see the look. Georgina saw the look, but Mrs. Q didn't.
You want to take a look, make sure the general's okay?
I think General Ceridian's down in the courtyard.
Elle is gonna grab Emerys's hand and say, "Let's go visit the general. I'd like to ask her some questions." And we'll just take Emerys out of the room, leaving the rest of the party
She'll skip
to
over.
do as they will. Yes, we will skip.
Do you want to go start cooking food? There's a little bit to tidy up back here.
Okay, Mrs. Q. I mean, what do I need to roll to determine whether I can see through these?
Insight.
I've got like one hand on the log.
That was a nat one.
Oh,
So Mrs. Q thinks that her little boys are gonna do the good thing and do
Being
some
good.
cleaning, and she looks at Basil and says, "Would you help me down? I have you can carry because the hearth is still there from the night before, and the pot's still there, so maybe you can carry my pot for
It's
me."
been like 2 hours since the hearth has been.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Can you carry my pot?
Sure, so Basil is crazy.
Unless you want to stay and help clean up, in which case I can carry the pot myself. I was carrying it before, so.
It's another B&E.
Apoc fairy all over again.
As Cam is just naked, holding the doorknob.
I'm putting my stuff back.
I'm glad to hear it.
So Basil's gonna look at them, look at you, and just, I'll help Mrs. Q. And goes.
There's a good man.
But then, like, as he's walking away, like, gives you guys like a stare, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I think Phil follows after Mrs. Q.
Alright, you two.
Is there a lock on the door to this room? Like after they leave, can we lock it?
The grand double doors. Before your fight with Petra, you had told the guard on the other side of the door to lock it. So as you kind of go and look over, you do actually see, and as you two leave, you actually see like a body that has been covered with a jacket. And after your fight before you, as you were all going towards the fire and Brenna Ceridian and Ajax were leaving this hall, they had to smash it open as it was locked from the outside.
Okay.
So the door is kind of like, it's intact, it's a very heavy door, but the lock is no longer functional after being like slammed through.
Okay.
A broken deadbolt essentially.
Yeah.
But you can like close it, it just can't lock.
I'm just gonna stand guard while you search the back.
You know, you don't have to.
No.
I feel like I'm putting. It's like peer pressure. It's like my older brother is telling me what to do.
I'm keeping.
So I am going to start by casting my mage hand so that I'm not right up against the door.
Smart.
With my thieves' tools, because it can do that, is pick locks from afar, which is sweet. And then I'm also going to just kind of say a little prayer to the Twilight and give myself a little bit of a boost as I try to pick this door.
Nice. Go ahead. Thieves check.
16.
So is Cam a twihard?
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
such
All
a
right.
sentence. Oh my gosh.
28.
Okay. It was a hard lock, but that unfortunately beats it. Is great at the same time. Yeah, as you reach out, that kind of handprint on your arm from your, I was about to say near death, but it was a deadly experience, kind of burns, almost like you just grazed against a pan that's come out of the oven. You are able to maneuver your mage hand to go ahead and pick the lock very easily. It was like it was oiled up and ready for you to pick. The door does open outwards towards you. You don't get any ping or see anything falling out of this office, but the door is open.
Is anybody coming? Because I got the door open.
I crack the door and take a peek out. Do I see anybody?
You see, make a perception check.
Yeah, coast is clear.
Alright, I go in.
Okay. In this room, you do see it's small. You see it's been carved out of the mountain, same as the rest of the rooms. There is a very small cot, like pushed up against the side wall. Knowing General Brenna Ceridian, who is a very tall, formidable servant, this bed looks far too small for her. So it doesn't look like it's the most comfortable setting. You do see kind of like a crate that almost seems to act as a desk on the foot of the bed. There's like papers strewn around, and there is a chest that is like it's by the headboard of the bed. Sorry, it's small. It doesn't seem too big, but it does appear to be locked.
Okay, so I'm going to go through the same kind of procedure. Say a little prayer and try to open that with my. That's better.
Bizarre.
That's
Okay.
30.
30.
Ooh. Damn.
That's so wild. Yeah, easy enough to do. You're able to pop open this chest, no issues at all.
What do we see
Take a
inside?
look inside.
Yeah.
All right, inside, you see
The real Petra.
the real Petra. It looks like this is kind of a catch-all right now of you see some trinkets that appear to be broken, like you see a clay sculptured servant that seems to be like chipped in places. You see a part of an antler that has been kind of like wrapped in a little bit of protective paper and laid down. You can see a few like letters, pages with some writing on it. You're not 100% sure without going through it. That all seem to just be taking up one side of this chest. On the other side, you can see a silver mirror. It's very ornately carved, very beautiful. The mirror itself actually looks kind of rusted, or not rusted, but like fogged over, like an older mirror, but the silver itself looks absolutely pristine. You can see a necklace with 4 little acorns that seem to be like glowing with almost like a sheen, like a very shiny paint on it. And you can see a silver silver ring. Very nondescript, just kind of looks like a piece of silver that's been forged into a ring.
Do I get any vibes that any of this is... I'm going to take everything that's silver in the necklace.
Okay, so the silver mirror.
The mirror, the ring, and the necklace. And then as I reach in, I'm going to touch the little trinkets that are broken and mend them to the best of my abilities with mending.
Okay. So yeah, as you do, the statue kind of like a piece is actually chunked off, so you're able to kind of smooth the edges, so it looks almost like it's part of the statue with
Clear up
mending.
the cracks and...
Yeah, the horn you're able to kind of mend so that there are no more cracks, and it no longer looks like it's been dried improperly or anything like that. But as you go to, you're able to pick up the mirror, you're able to pick up the necklace, and as you go to pick up the ring, it's like stuck to the bottom. You go to kind of like yank it, and it is not budging.
Apoc, I'm not strong enough to pick this thing up. Can you come help me out?
It's gonna be a Lord of the Rings quote.
Yeah. I just leave the door and I go over to the back room.
This ring, I can't lift it. Can you pull it out? It's tiny, but it's so heavy.
Can I try and lift it?
Yeah, you go to reach down, you go to pull it. You can go ahead and make a strength check.
Why do my notes just say sexy Apoc?
Strength check? It's a 16.
It's a 16. You,
If it's athletics,
you're like it's not athletics, it's
Okay.
strength. You go to reach into go to pull it, it doesn't budge, you put all your weight behind it, it moves like a fraction towards you, but you aren't able to lift it.
Jeez.
The ring is like, it's kind of like standing up on its side, so you can see the silver of it. It's not like it's lying down flat, it's standing up on its side,
it's
and
on
you
its
still are
edge.
unable to lift it.
Like you can put something through it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you try putting it on?
I haven't, no.
One of us should?
Oh my god.
Alright.
It's yours.
Oh, is that how
I don't know.
You didn't specify.
Alright, I put my finger.
Dealer's choice.
I put my finger through it.
Put your finger through it and it lifts up.
Oh.
And I just lift up Cam.
There it
Take
is.
care of it, so I can carry you.
I put him down.
Alright, let's get out of here. I try to just scan, see what I can remember of the room, and then close the door behind and lock it.
Alright, so locking the door, getting out. No one seems to have come in.
I'm hungry. What about you?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, so as each of you has left the room and now you are able to see it as well, going down towards the courtyard, you walk down the stairs. There is a room that was off to your left now that I believe one of you were able to kind of see in before. It appeared to have been like the hospital room. You can see a couple cots. The door is kind of slightly off of its hinges now. There was a room to your left, a room that was behind a heavy-looking grate with a door. The grate, as you leave, has been like cracked open, and the door has been flung completely off its hinges on the other side of this landing. And as you peek in, you see like one dagger kind of teetering on its edge on a shelf. You see a couple hooks where you assume people could have hooked on armor at the end of the day, or shields. It appears to be an armory that has been weighted. And as you are all able to kind of make your way down to the courtyard, the one thing you notice upon entering the courtyard is the aftermath of a battle. There are scorch marks, similar to the ones in your room. There are piles of mush, similar to what you saw with the devils. Although you do notice that the piles of mush in your room were kind of like this purpley gray. You notice that there's some orange. There are some that are the same purple gray. It appears that there are different colors of mush in this courtyard. And you can see now just many more bodies that have been covered. You can see some of them had like insignias on their bracers of the Bandit Coalition, and you can see Ajax and Ceridian just starting to, or not even starting because it's been almost 2 hours. They are giving commands to clean up the area and sort of prepare a camping space for those who remain. But with that, we will take a break.
Yes.
Back in we go, everyone.
Dun,
Right.
dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Alrighty. Oops, I accidentally shut you off. I need you open, please. Alright. So, as you eat your sorbets, the first to come into the courtyard, Elle and Emrys, you are put to work by Brenna and Ajax, who are starting to direct everybody to assist with the kind of cleanup and communal area for the evening. Mrs. Q and Basil, as you go down, carrying your hearth with you, you are able to like find a spot to set that up and begin whatever process you need to relight your fire and start cooking, with Ceridian kind of giving you the freedom you need to do what you need to do in this case. As she is busy elsewhere. And finally, Cam and Apoc joining the fray. In the main courtyard, you can see the jail tent behind you where you were for the majority of your stay here so far. And looking out towards the entrance of this cave, you can see the massive stone gates that match the striations in the stone of this mountain. It almost looks like continuous from the mountain itself. And the blue sky beyond it, as it is kind of in that blue phase. Unless you want to do anything, you are put to work helping to clear a spot to move the fallen to a kind of private corner of this courtyard. And once everyone is kind of accounted for, you can see Emrys join the other healers that they have here at the bandit camp. There's only about 3 of them, as they kind of join hands and perform some final rites for the comrades and the friends that they've lost. By the time everything is kind of completed and done and the rest of the bandit camp is sitting around waiting for direction from their 2 generals, it is getting into the early evening hour. The glow of your hearth, as well as some of the other fires around that are being watched quite carefully now, are giving this like warmer hue to the wall and the stone of this mountain. Is there anything you'd like to do anywhere in this phase?
So I was planning to use my...
Elle wants to look around and see if she can find Ajax or Brenna.
Yeah, definitely easy enough to do. We'll come back to you, Mrs. Q. Definitely easy enough to do. They are the ones directing traffic. They have not left this area at all. So you have your choice of which one you want to go find.
Elle is gonna go and find, either with Emrys or not, go and find Ceridian. Who is Brenna, correct?
Yes, General Brenna Ceridian
Okay.
of the Bandits.
Okay.
Yeah, she's there, kind of right in the middle. She is still very burned. She has not taken any type of rest from her, or from the fight that you had together in the chamber. So she's still quite burned and scarred. You can see this, all of the like fur on her hands is very singed and charred in some places. She kind of smells a little bit like burned hair and burned flesh. And she's sporting a very big gash in her stomach where she was hit from the devils, but she's still performing her duties as a general. And she kind of sees both you and Emrys approaching and kind of looking at you, leaves the conversation that she's currently in with one of her captains to approach and meet you. Kind of nods. Just sort of looking at you expectantly.
I have a couple of questions, but first, are you gonna get that looked at? And Ella's gonna point at the multiple wounds that Brenna has.
Yeah, it's just a flesh wound.
Tis.
Her hand's gonna kind of move over the wound in her stomach, and she'll just sort of wave. Later tonight, after everything.
You think they send the divers in there and go, oh, yeah, there it is.
I just had a couple questions. And kind of as she's doing this, Ella's actually gonna kind of mutter and cast Healing Word.
On Brenna?
Yeah.
You, Brenna's one good ear does kind of perform the spell, but as your magic kind of Icee-Hots her wounds a little bit, she'll just sort of roll out her shoulder and actually kind of drop the arm that she's been using to hold that wound closed. Thanks.
I don't know if you need a number, but she got 8. 8 hit points. Yeah.
That's pretty good for Healing Word. Thanks. What did you need? You have questions?
The fiend lady that was in the hall, when did she join the group?
Petra. Yeah, that's Petra's kind of been here from the very beginning. She was Petra was a willing volunteer. She came to us healthy, didn't really talk too much, but she was capable. So we really asked questions. But I've been here for.
What was her main role with the group?
Petra was a good lookout. She was a scout. She could go invisible and eavesdrop, which was very useful. Made it a lot easier to plan some supply runs. And she was a damn good thief if we were in a pinch. Apparently a good liar.
That
too.
sounds like a good... Yeah, she sounds like someone who's good to have on your side, but it doesn't sound like she really was on your side at all.
You think?
Elle's just gonna shrug. Usually, in all the stories, you can usually tell right from the beginning who the bad guy is. Could you tell that Petra was a bad guy?
Brenna kind of actually laughs, giggles at this. Her face is very heavily scarred, so when she does smile, it totally skews the look of these burns. But she does kind of smile and chuckle under her breath. Life is not stories, kid. You don't always know who the bad guys are. You'll live longer knowing that.
Well, I'm only 12, so I hope I live longer than that.
Her ear kind of little bit, and she sort of like scrunches her nose.
Okay.
Anything else?
Just one more question. Where do you think Petra went? Do you think she had a boss just like you're the boss of everyone here?
Well, judging from what happened in that chamber, Petra seemed to be the boss of everything here, but honestly, I don't know. Can a creature be that powerful on its own? I have this, and she'll kind of pull out her sword, the wooden-handled sword, wooden-handled long sword, with these like vines that sort of twist around the metal of the hilt. This helps me be stronger. Petra's gotta have something. You're not going after her, are you? You're just a kid. I hope you live long too.
Elle's just gonna kind of shrug. I've been taught to let no bad happen. So sometimes when bad people do bad things, I'm supposed to stop that, aren't I?
This ain't one of your stories, kid. This is real life. You don't, there's no one here to save you but yourself. Can you save yourself?
Elle's gonna nod a little bit. But not give any answer at all.
She's gonna kind of look over your shoulder towards your group and Mrs. Q's hearth and the rest of her troops in this case, and you can see that their numbers are quite thin compared to what you knew when you came in. She's gonna let out a very big sigh, kind of rub her face. Before you do anything stupid, take the night to rest. Please talk to your friends. Hopefully they can talk you out of whatever you're gonna do.
You just see Cam and Apoc walk by and they're just muttering to each other, man, our life would make a good story.
If anybody can choose who lives and who dies, it's me.
She heard that. She did not. These NPCs used all of their good rolls last session.
That is true.
Anything else? What was your name again? I'm sorry. Keep calling him kid.
Elle is gonna like draw herself up to her full like couple foot height. And she's gonna give a little bow. I am Elle Wayra-Colm at your service.
Ceridian's gonna chuckle again, and she's going to actually like kneel down so that she's still taller than eye level. She is a very tall person, but she's going to kind of like give you an awkward little tap on your shoulder. It's very nice to meet you, Elle Wayra-Colm. Go rest. And she'll stand back up and she's going to turn her back to you and walk away. Mrs. Q?
So Mrs. Q is in charge of food.
Yes.
And I was planning to use my magnificent feast ability. But I know I've done that in the past and I fed like an entire village and that was kind of too much. So I'm wondering like how many people are here and how many people can I actually feed?
Right. So that is a class feature, your magnificent feast.
It has some like recharging abilities in terms of like hit points, but I don't. If I'm feeding like 100, 200, 300 people, then I don't know if that's.
Are there that many here still?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking tens or hundreds?
Like, here's the thing. It literally does not say how many people you can feed with this.
Yep.
Yep. By spending 10 minutes, you can create a number of delicious, well-prepared yet simple food items equal to your wisdom modifier. They last up to 8 hours or until the end of a rest and will never spoil. Like, it literally does not say how much food you can have here.
To give you context, Hero's Feast, the 6th level spell, can feed up to 12 creatures.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. But Hero's Feast also gives you a bunch of stuff. Like, this is just some healing.
Yeah.
Oh, and can remove the frightened or poison condition from the creature. Okay, so what was your question first? How many you can feed and what?
Well, how many are there, and how many can I actually feed?
So the bandits didn't have a huge number of people. However, it looks like their numbers have kind of been between the ones that were fiends that fled and the ones that were actually lost. It seems like their number has been slashed to about half.
Okay.
So there's roughly like, you're talking like 300 to 400 people here at maximum, and that's about it.
Okay.
And the ones that are here, most of them are incredibly injured from the battles. So in this case, yeah, it will last up to 8 hours or until the end of a rest and will never spoil. Whoever eats it with healing, he will, like, just for flavor, we can say you work your magnificent feast into whatever the bandit stores have. So you can kind of cover everybody, but not everyone is going to get this like 2d4 healing. So you and I can decide off script how many we'll put a cap on it just to make sure we don't keep running into this problem.
Yeah.
But for right now, like, all of you can gain the benefits as well as like the generals if you want them to, but all 200 people are not going to get this.
Yes, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so Mrs. Q uses it. Let me make sure I didn't mark it. So she's making chili with cornbread and garlic mushrooms foraged from places where you buy and get mushrooms. And so all of you guys will get healing equal to 2d4 plus my cleric, which is 5 now. Woot. So 2d4 plus 5, and if you're frightened or poisoned, you are no longer frightened or poisoned.
You're gonna roll it?
Do I roll it, or do other people roll
So
it?
go ahead and roll it because everybody will get them.
I'm scared on how good this food's gonna be.
Yeah. You got really excited for pretending.
Okay, so that's 9. Everyone heals 9.
Okay.
Woo!
And Mrs. Q also uses the same half to use her her cooked treats ability and her special food ability to store away for later.
To store it away for later?
Yeah,
I'd like
there's
to see
things
you
that I
try.
can like hand out to people in the middle of a fight in the event that they need extra points.
Oh, awesome.
Yep. So I'm gonna mark that I have made all of those things. And then once Mrs. Q has made all the food, I'm assuming by the time these guys finally come back, the food is mostly made or at least cooking. And my plan was to solicit the help of these guys to do some ladling for peeps who are here so that I can go help heal the wounded that are left in the courtyard.
If there's any objection to that, you two.
I would agree, but I'd be sitting like 30 feet away and just like you'd see the ladle moving on its own.
A little like lineup. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Apoc would abstain from taking like the first bit. He'd take like the dregs at the end, but like doesn't really need the healing. Doesn't really need as much food because we just ate like an hour ago.
I should add that it's jalapeno cornbread.
Ooh.
That changes things.
He knows other people need it more. So.
Yeah, cool. But I just know that I'm not going to be able to serve people quick enough if it's just me. So.
Oh yeah, but definitely helping.
Fab. Thanks, boys.
As a bit of a correction, I did find my note about how many bandits there actually were. So there's only about 200 bandits left now.
Right.
Just as a heads up. But yeah, little line forms. Everybody gets their food. You can definitely see like the ones that are extremely injured. Emrys and the other 3 healers and you as well are like bringing little plates to them. But slowly groups start to form around clusters of fires, and as night starts to kind of bring in, you can see Brenna and Ajax are making their rounds to make sure that everybody is fed and has eaten and has a blanket if needed. It is a little bit chilly because you are out in the open courtyard, but in this way you can see everything that could possibly be coming towards you without being locked in a room. Basil, Cam, Apoc, anybody wanted to do anything else before the night comes?
In general, so like looking around, like the kind of like main court area where we are, like, do we like? Is there anything that kind of stands out? Are there like, is there like pockets of people, or do people just? Does everyone just seem like super like downcast and just like dreary, or like I don't know? Like, is anything going on that like would be something you would notice?
Yeah, like nobody has a fiddle that's going on here, if that's kind of what you're looking for.
Or like
it's definitely more solemn.
Are people kind of like saying stuff and like you can see some people are really agitated or something, or I don't know.
Not so much agitated. You know from your conversations with Ceridian and with Ajax, a lot of these people are not actually fighters. They are refugees. Mm-hmm. So even though most of them are wearing some form of armor and have some form of weapon, you can see that they're all quite shaken. You can see that if anything, they're trying to stay huddled with others, and that if one of them gets up, everybody gets up in that little circle to kind of walk them around. So you do kind of ping the fact that you are a fighter, you can tell these people are not.
Gotcha. Okay. Maybe Sir Basil just kind of helps distribute food. Just tries to just keep observation of like everything going around that area.
Trust nobody.
Yeah.
Can you two?
Taking it easy tonight.
Just wanted to give you the chance if there was anything you wanted to.
Maybe we should set up a watch or something. Make sure nothing comes in, gets out. I just want to like keep tabs on everybody. There's 200 people. You can't know all of them.
You can't
but,
know
like,
all of them.
Looking for somebody who just looks mischievous, or I just want to give you the sense that Apoc is just kind of like keeping his eye out.
Just like Sir Basil. Trust no one.
Exactly.
No one.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You two can make perception checks and we just let it roll.
Man, the perception is terrible though.
16.
16.
Wait. No, sorry, that's 19 plus.
Your perception is -1.
That's a 23. Sorry.
That's a 5.
That's a 5. Everything is looking alright for you, but you're both keeping a keen eye out. So, Apoc, you feel confident you'll notice if something goes awry in this very solemn, weighted camp right now.
Sorry, I have a correction to make because I get double my proficiency for it in my favorite terrain, so it's actually a 26.
You feel bonus, extra confident.
More information.
Yes. But I guess for your benefit, like he's gonna make sure he wakes up like halfway through the night, just to do another like sense primeval awareness.
Okay, great.
Just like keeping tabs as the night goes on, but I don't know if you're wrapping things up or not. But
no.
Okay.
And then Cam, did you want to do anything?
I would probably tuck into bed a little early. I'll pull my fleece blanket over me, and I will identify the ring, the mirror, and the acorn necklace before going to sleep.
Okay.
Just to try and keep it out of sight. That's what the big thick blanket was for.
Probably smart. Okay, so as you go ahead and cast Identify, starting with the ring.
Okay.
You go ahead, focus in, and you identify this ring as it's silver. You can see there, now that you're up close, there is like a line in blue on the inside of the ring itself. And it is a ring of weight. And you get the understanding that when it is lying on a flat surface, its weight is equal to about 200 pounds.
Nice.
Unless someone puts it on, in which case it weighs nothing more than a ring. Going towards the necklace. Is that what you said? The necklace with the 4 painted acorns. You identify this necklace as something called the Gift of the Oak.
Ooh, damn.
And you get the sense that each of the painted acorns are not acorns more than they are jewels that are carved very fine to look like acorns. There is a gold, a blue, a red, and a purple. And you can identify that each of these acorns, when expended, have a different effect.
Ooh.
I'll put this all in
Sounds
D&D
good.
Beyond. And finally, the silver mirror. As you hold out the mirror, as you hold up the silver mirror and kind of look at it, now that it's this close to your face, you see no reflection.
Ooh.
It is just blank.
Am I undead?
I was just about to say, kind of like the way a vampire would in all the stories.
Yeah.
And it kind of freaks you out at first, but as you go ahead and identify this as a mirror of spell reflection.
Damn.
Wow. Yas.
You guys don't even know what Dace had on him before he met his untimely demise.
Man, that bag.
Yes,
Oh,
that bag.
That's true.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Cool.
I'll put that on.
Awesome.
For you.
Perfect.
Throughout the night, just to wrap up your thing, Apoc, your primeval awareness goes off and you do not sense any of these creatures.
Cool.
You are kind of like woken up during the night for your watch. Like Brenna or someone else will come and kind of like, I was about to say kick you awake, but they're a little more gentle. They kind of rock your shoulder, and you can see that quite a few people are either up or keeping watch throughout the night. On your watch, Basil, Ajax is actually going to come up to you. You can tell that Ajax has not slept at all. And the gray in his feathers are really starting to kind of come through more and more and more as he is pushing himself further and further and further today. And he's just going to kind of like sort of sit down next to you as you're keeping watch on the edge of this encampment. What's your next move?
Well, we gave you our word. We travel with you to the meeting with the council.
Oh, so you are going to stick with us. Oh, I lost the accent again.
You're good.
Turn into kind of a Boston accent.
Well, okay. I keep mixing up the Australian with this. Okay. Y'all. Okay.
The
You
key
need the
word.
one word. I didn't realize y'all were going to stay with us. I thought you were going to head back, but that works great for us.
And you'll find with us whenever there's people in need, we're very quick to offer our help.
I'll find the same here too.
So Basil's gonna turn to him and say, one thing I can't work out is what you're telling us about the green flame. It seems so odd.
have more choice words for it, but yeah, we'll go with odd.
Can you tell me more about what happened? How you felt? What did it feel like?
The first time or this time?
Both.
You can see him like kind of. He's gonna kind of like sit, sort of like face forward, and you can see him sort of his brow begins to furrow as he's trying to remember. I don't even remember when the first time happened anymore. I was a soldier before. We were in a forest, I think. It was nighttime, I think. I just remember the green flash and feeling like I was watching myself do everything after that. But I don't remember what it was. And then I woke up with a missing arm. And I've been here, but I don't know for how many years. And he kind of looks very confused at this part.
You mean how many years in the mountain?
Kind of both. I was stationed in the mountains, I think. Maybe when the green flash happened. You should ask Dace.
I guess we never really asked Dace much about his history, eh?
No.
Is all of that time a blur?
I feel like I used to remember it. But now it feels fuzzy. I just remember that green flash because it felt so familiar to this one that just happened. I remember the green flash.
When it happened this time, do you remember what happened before it? Was it Petra or was it something else?
Petra.
Yeah, Petra.
Petra.
So I was kind of like, yeah.
Who's Petra?
Short, small, and Apoc, who was with your team?
I don't remember no Petra. We have a lot of Apoc here. You sure you're not confusing your friend?
No. No, Petra was the one who was watching us and eavesdropping. She said that she's been with you guys for a long time. How can you not remember Petra?
So sexy. I didn't think I said it that loud, but okay.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
This little kid in the back.
Yeah.
I was actually between us, just like listening.
In her sleep, just.
I'm having nightmares about sexy mapox.
She's coming of age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Sebastian
Space
will say,
Jam all over again.
you know, Petra turned into a fiend, caused all this in the courtroom.
There were those weird devils with the snakes, and there were those fire creatures. I don't remember no Petra.
Is there anyone else around us?
I mean, there are people awake around you for sure.
Is Brenna around, or I don't know?
Brenna is staying awake. Both Brenna and Ajax are gonna take the exhaustion tonight.
Maybe Sir Basil calls over Ceridian. So, Ceridian, come here. Remind Ajax who Petra is.
Excuse me?
Petra.
Yeah, what about Petra?
Ajax doesn't remember who Petra is.
She's gonna kind of look very confused. Maybe he just needs to sleep. Lord knows we all need it.
Basil looks back at Ajax and kind of almost like his actions were kind of like, well, like kind of nudging him, like, say something.
He's also quite tall. So
Yeah.
I don't know no Petra. And Ceridian's just gonna kind of... She's gonna look very confused at you, at Ajax. She's gonna look over her shoulder as, like, some people are starting to stir on the other side of camp and just throw her hands up. Another time. Lots of problems. Another time.
Seeing that Ceridian goes off, Sir Basil's going to be still stewing on it, but it's just going to say, kind of like arm on Ajax, it's okay. It's been a rough night. And then what he's going to do is he's going to take out his pipe, and like similar to how like you pass around a cigar, he's going to pass the pipe to Ajax.
The bubble pipe?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's absolutely amazing. And like Ajax takes a huge like inhale. I don't know how you smoke. Ajax takes a huge inhale and like kind of coughs on it a little bit, and as he does, like bubbles like out of the pipe with every cough. Go ahead and make an insight check for me though.
So that's a 20.
It's a 20. You, in this whole conversation, you do not get any sense that Ajax is lying.
Okay. Very interesting.
Alright. Nothing happens during your watch, you waking up to make sure that everything is a-okay, and the morning does come very chilly on this mountaintop with some wind kind of howling around the outside of the massive gates of the bandit version of Helm's Deep. As the camp does begin to stir, you can... Oh,
Do we get a long rest?
you do get a long rest. Woo!
Rest.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course, and it gives me a chance to get.
Oh, I haven't had the ice cream yet.
It's very
Alright, get my bills back.
Quick check in the morning as we all come to. Do we feel anything? Presence of anything evil?
With your primeval awareness?
Do another spell slot.
No, you do not feel anything.
Guys are still good. Nothing suspicious afoot.
Actually, Ceridian was going to come over to you and ask you that very morning, so
We just relay the information to Ceridian and Ajax. And
you can see like the relief
Yeah.
in her face as she is exhausted, but still taking command of her. Okay. Ajax tells me you guys are going to come with us to Bracknell.
do we send a message? Are they going to meet us there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder if we should send another message to warn them of the attack we had.
Would I know whether the was it a scroll that I used?
Mm-hmm.
Can it be used more than once?
So when you did cast the scroll, all of the writing on it went from like a glimmer to a very flat ink. So you get the sense that it was a one-time use only. However, after reading the scroll, the spell kind of does stick in your mind, as I believe you should have access to sending with third level spells now. and it is morning. Should you want to prepare spells?
Ooh.
When moving people.
Hey, if it's
Yeah.
a new
Yeah,
class,
for sure.
I'm not going to tell you what
Yeah.
to prepare, Georgina, but just so you know, you can choose your spells during the day. So
That's how you know you have a good DM.
if it was I miss playing. If it was intended that you might want to have it prepared, you can change it.
Warlock for life.
I actually really like playing Warlock too, but the 2 spell slots is so.
Don't need them.
So in this, it's essentially it's just our group with Serenian.
Yeah, so right now, like, as you're getting, you're putting your armor back on and everything like that, Ceridian has come over to talk to you specifically and is kind of satisfied with it. But you can see the rest of the encampment starting to wake up as well. For now, it's just you guys. You can see Ajax sort of wandering around.
Sir Basil, still thinking about his conversation with Ajax, and wondering if anyone else has forgotten anything, is going to say to the group, and I guess if Ceridian's looking over here, like, do you remember what happened last night? Do you remember Petra? And he's asking kind of like, he asked them just like kind of looking at everyone like, what are they going to answer? So he's looking as if he's very paranoid, like, Kim, you don't remember?
Who's Petra?
Is he messing with me? Is he messing with me? Can I contest
14.
it or?
Yeah, you can contest
What-
if
what
you
is-
want with
what-
an insight.
Is it 14? Yes, it's 14.
18.
Yeah.
You can get the senses.
Who's Petra?
Oh, wait.
Oh, sexy, saucy Petra.
Alright.
Now that I look closer.
That Petra.
Okay. Anyone else?
Sneak attack.
Why are you obsessed with this? As Ceridian is there as well.
Last night I was speaking of Ajax, and he could not remember anything to do with Petra. The fact that Petra turned in all sexy and attacked us, nothing.
You better wait until Petra comes back, you guys. She's gonna come back with a vengeance.
Even sexier.
Even sexier.
I know.
I think it has something to do with that green light he saw. And what happened way back in the day with Dace. He seems to be losing memories.
We found him on the side of a mountain.
You found Days?
No, we found Ajax. Who's Dace?
Remember Days?
Oh my god.
No, okay, I thought we were talking to Ajax.
No, this is Brent.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't know.
Oh, okay.
Georgina's losing her mind over there.
Yeah.
When we found Ajax, he was in rough shape. He had a missing arm that he was bleeding out from. He had a broken leg. We're pretty sure he had some internal fractures, or at least that's what the clerics at the time told me. Yeah, of course he's gonna have missing memories.
But from last night?
That's kind of weird. Petra was his number one. She was the sneaky one, the lookout. Whenever Ajax went on patrol, Petra was there. She was useful. That audible gasp.
Yeah.
Sorry. I keep forgetting everyone can hear me because I'm not there.
No, I love it. I love it.
It's very candid.
I'm doing something right. It's good.
I don't know what to ask.
I'll keep an eye on him today.
I think that would be good. I'm worried about what other things he may have forgotten. Or if there are other incidents that we don't know about. Him losing control or losing time.
It's been pretty okay since he's been here. Not many people like talking about the time before they arrived. They're usually here for a reason. Ajax was no different. Nobody really asked.
Petra was his right hand, I definitely think something is up. Oh. That bad choice of words. Which hand does he have?
I think it's his right that he has.
His left hand, figuratively.
No, I think he's got him right. I got it written down here.
But anyways, yeah.
Well, I'll keep an eye on him. He's talented. He's smart. I'm sure he'll be fine.
I wonder if I want to try something. Needs silver. And unfortunately, this mirror is magical, so I can't break it down. Can I look for silver? Just in a round.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and make a investigation check.
16.
16.
Pretty sure. 17. I'm looking for spell components. Right?
You're able to, like, you know, you can go and ask some more. You know what a captain's sword looks like. You know how to identify a captain here in the bandits because you have a sword from the bandit captain. So you're able to kind of go around and ask the captains if there are any like silver components that you could use.
You look around through Apoc things and you notice the silver coin.
Sorry, I'm just saying.
I need 25 gold.
Oh shit.
I think. Does it say how much? I think it just says I need some. It just says I need a little bit. Silver and iron. There's no cost.
You have like one person who kind of he does it. You have one person who kind of like rummages, kind of looks at you confused. This like snow fox Vulpin. He kind of like looks in his pockets and pulls out this like very old, tarnished looking like silver bracelet.
That'll do. And then I come over to you, and like I just like.
You're
fire.
welcome.
And Basil, do you think that like he might be under some sort of effect, like maybe some lingering magic from Petra?
I think so. But I'm no.
Can you distract him a little bit?
I'm on it. Pulls out his pipe again. Just taps it. Goes over. Hey, Jax.
Yeah.
How you feeling, buddy? Hands in the pipe again.
Does this have something I can smoke in it to stay awake, or is this a trick from last night again?
He like looks through his stuff, and the only thing he can offer him is a pixie stick.
From the carnival?
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta look something up.
Oh my god. That's good.
Okay, it was the pixie stick from the carnival. Oh, that's not right. Man, I thought I had this favorited.
It's been sitting in my inventory forever.
Sorry, give me a second. Wait, I think I actually have it. It has been sitting in your inventory forever. Nope, that's not it. Okay. You give him the pixie stick?
Yeah, does he take it?
Yeah, he'll take it. He'll kind of look at it. Like a sugar?
I guess so. I don't think you should smoke it though.
Do I eat it?
I think so.
Cracks it open. Yeah, he cracks it open and he like just dumps the whole stick down his mouth.
While he does that, I would like to sneak up behind him, put my hand on his back, and with a subtle spell, I would like to cast protection from evil and good to give him the ability to roll with advantage against charmed and possessions.
Interesting.
Very cool. Okay.
Okay. How long does that last for?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay, alright, here's how this is gonna play out. You put your hand in a single action and cast this spell, and as you do, and Ajax is kind of like, it's a little bitter, it's not really sugar. He starts to float.
Nice. Well
You
done.
can fly?
You can fly!
You can fly.
He's like, he like is extremely wobbly and almost subconsciously tries to like flap his wing and kind of starts to spin around in a circle as he sort of sees Cam stand up and is just like, I don't know how to get down.
Like trying to like grab him to grab his legs just so it doesn't look so obvious.
Yeah, and easy enough as he's a little confused and you kind of pull him down. And
I'm not
his hand-
trying. I'm just miming the.
Oh.
Really okay. I guess he's weightless, right? It wouldn't be like if Sir Basil jumped to try and grab him, Sir Basil would just be floating up with him. Like, is Sir Basil heavy enough to hold him down?
You go to grab him, and it doesn't seem like he is levitating up any higher.
Okay.
Before we resolve this, we'll resolve Cam's protection from good and evil. So it rolls with advantage against charm or possession. As Ajax was kind of floating up as you cast the spell, and he kind of like looks in your direction, you can see kind of like I'm gonna do it this way. You can see kind of like a few of the gray feathers almost go back to their dark corvum black for a second, as he kind of like blinks a little bit.
It's like
but
Lord of the Rings, the king.
The gray kind of like is still in the shaft of the feathers, essentially. As he kind of like blinks a little bit, but he sort of looks at you strangely, just because he's floating right now. What you feel, however, is when you go to touch Ajax, that same kind of spark that you felt before, and the mark on your hand almost burns you, and you feel it kind of like pulling your arm back.
Whoa.
As you are just able to complete the spell in direct contact with Ajax. To resolve him floating,
Yes.
as he's just kind of like hovering there, he sort of steadies himself and is just like starred out for a second before he lets out all of the air in his lungs and just starts to float back down to the ground.
Okay.
And he's just going to kind of like stand on the ground. Make it stop.
I don't know how.
He's just gonna kind of sit there, frozen, and just very slowly like shuffle his feet around the ground. And he's gonna kind of mutter to himself like, I'm a bird folk, I wasn't made to fly. If I was made to fly, I would have been granted the ability to fly. I'm supposed to glide, this is dumb. And he's just gonna kind of like,
made to fly.
he's gonna very awkwardly for the next minute shuffle his way around the ground.
Sorry.
Can't believe that it's just like finally got
Yeah.
used.
As he, shuffles away, Basil's gonna go up to Cam. So what'd you find out?
I think there's maybe something taking hold of him. And I think I've been directed to choose his fate.
I'll just kind of like look around, see where Mrs. Q is at.
Mrs. Q is not
And
Just not.
I just picture him like just standing right there at all times.
just watching, eating your cookie.
Something's up. Something's up.
This isn't good. Do you think you could? There's any way to trace or figure out what it is that has a hold on him?
I don't, but maybe a stronger cleric might.
Should we tell the rest?
Yeah, I think so.
We walk over and like maybe you guys are doing something. We call you over and we share kind of what we just found out. Something's going on, guys.
We need to kill Ajax.
What? Why?
Basil, I thought you were gonna do, like I was gonna say that, and then you were gonna follow it up with an explanation.
Let's not. Sorry. I thought there was gonna be more to it. Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. But we're pretty certain something has control over Ajax. The losing of the memory, not remembering Petra, his flashes of losing control, something has a hold on him.
But why do we need to kill him?
Or this thing inside of him. Wink.
He winked. Cam winks at the group. Elle.
I missed that completely.
Yeah.
We need to kill Ajax, or at least the thing inside of him.
Wink.
Wink. And I say it this way.
Is Mrs. Q like, if Mrs. Q did a medicine check, does she have to be like next to the person to do a medicine check, or is like if she like in terms of like knowledge of medicine?
If you were to do a medicine check,
Or even knowledge of a person.
I don't know,
Possession.
would it be medicine or arcana or something?
yeah, so if you wanted to do a medicine check just based on what they're telling you, it's going to be a disadvantage. However, I would give you an arcana check in this case.
Okay, I will do that.
Ella's gonna turn to Cam and say, "Do you think someone has cast a spell on him? Do you think he's being controlled by something?"
I think it's
I
bad.
think
Actually,
so.
Yeah, that was good.
I think Basil thinks there's something fishy and try to help that out, and it seemed that he might be right.
Is that a curse?
I'm not knowledgeable enough about this. Mrs. Q?
23.
You, based on your knowledge as a cleric and your very innate ability to kind of understand people, as communities, as beings in a society that are supposed to function normally, you know that there are spells and effects out there that can offer others control over people, over creatures. Having something that sits for this long is different. However, you do know that very powerful spells can have lasting effects. And with the 23 Arcana, kind of in addition to that as well, you would understand that spells like this, the victim of the spell or the target of the spell, straight up might not know what's going on.
Okay. Would I know whether they are able to know? Does that make sense?
Well, you would know that.
No, sorry.
I just said that you would know that a victim would not necessarily realize.
Yes, but could if they were told, would it sink in, or is there like it's like telling someone they have a mental illness? Some cases that is helpful because then they're more self-aware, and then maybe you can convince them to, maybe
Interesting.
step down from a place of leadership.
Very specific.
I'm thinking in this particular scenario,
Interesting.
if he was told that he was forgetting vital information and maybe wasn't like capable of holding the position of whatever he was, then
President.
Yeah, I'm going to say, like, with your knowledge, even with a 23, which is pretty high for an Arcana roll, although the details of certain spells like this can be quite specific, you know, something this specific could be person dependent, and you really won't know the extent of what's going on until you identify what's going on or rid the person of what's going on.
right. Okay. Mrs. Q relays her knowledge to the gang and says that her suggestion is we actually bring this to Ceridian's attention before we try and act on anything.
I'm already gone.
Ella's gonna raise her wing a little bit. I have an idea. I'm just wondering if I need to get. Can Elle see Ceridian? Or sorry, can Elle see Ajax? Like, is he within earshot? Is he listening to any of this?
He's not within earshot, no. He is currently, like, in conversation with Ceridian, and it looks like another couple of the bandit captains at this point.
Okay. Are they within 30 feet of us?
No. They're kind of like in the
Okay.
middle of the encampment, I'll say. You guys are, I don't know, somewhere on the outskirts of it to have this private conversation.
Okay. I could try something that Master Wayra taught me, but I need to get a little closer and I can see what I can then try and see what I can see.
She says to the group.
I'm gonna be honest, I kind of missed it.
Okay, say it again, Steph.
Sorry.
Master Wayra taught me something, but I need to get a little closer to Ajax, and it's probably best if he doesn't know I'm doing it. So if I can get closer, then I can try and see what I can see.
You just need to see?
How close do you need to be?
She's gonna look at me like, a little closer.
How long do you need?
I can only do this for about 10 minutes, so if I can't figure it out in 10 minutes, then I don't think I'm gonna figure it out at all.
Basil says, no problem. Gets his pipe.
Enough at the pipe.
Walks over to Ajax and Ceridian. Are they like
Okay, Elle will.
Oh,
If Sir Basil is going, Elle is gonna kind of come with you, and when she's a little close, like she doesn't have to be right beside you, but she's got to be a little closer, and she's gonna cast detect magic. So I think this will do a couple things.
Okay.
But the main thing that she wants to see is if there's any kind of magic controller residue on Ajax.
Pixie dust.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Might muddy the waters a little.
Okay, so Basil, Elle, Cam, you said you were gone or you're walking up with them?
I was gonna walk up with Elle.
With Elle and Basil. Okay. So as you guys do so, are you trying to be sneaky about it?
Not necessarily sneaky, but a little more like, I'm a kid, I don't know what's going on. Like just kind of wandering and going with people, but she's got a mission and she's gonna look around a bit more. So I'm pretty sure she'll take a look at Cam and see maybe what he has. But she's gonna kind of look around to kind of see for presences of magic, but Ajax is her main concern.
Okay, alright, yeah. So, yeah, and with Detect Magic, you can kind of like walk and move around, so you're not gonna have to make a stealth check to try and cast the spell on Ajax. It's definitely on you. Okay, so on Ajax, you do get a couple pings from Ajax. You get a ping. Okay, what is Detect Magic? So you do get. You can sense them. You can sense them. See a faint aura of magic, and you learn at School of Magic. Okay, so on Ajax, you do get a. You get a couple pings. You get a ping of abjuration magic from his bracer on the stump arm, so that's his left arm. You do get a ping of. It's a ping of transmutation magic from the boots that he is wearing. And those are both kind of. They're very strong, but very concentrated around his arm and his feet. And you get an almost blinding aura of necromancy. Coming from like.
Let's go.
It seems almost the way that you can see it, and the best way that I'm going to be able to describe it to you, Elle, is you can almost get a visual of like the nerve map of a body. If you can picture that, like the brain with the spinal cord, that's kind of the visual you get of necromancy. It's very concentrated towards Ajax's like mind, Ajax's head. That's kind of the force that you get in this case.
Dang. Ellis will actually say "dang" out loud before she realizes what she's doing.
It is 10 o'clock. I think actually on that note, unless there is any last
Dang.
final thing, we'll end on Elle's dang.